Well, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folaring. We finally made it to the weekend. No doubt we're going to make it beyond, God willing. But it's still very, very heavy. I mean, in terms of, I'm talking about insecurity now. I guess that's, for some reason, that has grabbed headlines now. That's front and center. Well, my guest, Professor Samuel, will be arriving shortly. But in the meantime, we got our own assignment editor, Cyril Abaku, and I beg your pardon, I always put a G in there. There is no G, it's Abaku. Yes. Sorry about that, Abaku. You know, this is the season people are talking about agenda setting, and that's usually our baby, you know, for the press generally. Haven't we been doing the needful, or do you think has the press been slack as far as you can tell in any area when it comes to this whole concept of agenda setting?
Slack every now and then, because you see, fundamentally, how do we set the agenda? We do it.
Isn't by the things we cover, by the things we keep on bringing constantly to the view of
Exactly. We may not tell them how to think about it, but we surely can tell them what they should think about. So the more we put it on the front burner, the more it's on the headlines, the more it's on talk shows like this. You know, people tend to look at these things and say, and think that those are the things that really matter. And quite frankly speaking, because the media, ostensibly or naturally, having been tagged the fourth estate of the realm, is condemned, so to say, or has been sentenced to holding power to account. It can be different in the Nigerian context. So the question is, how do we domesticate this principle or this doctrine of media practice and ensure that Nigerians are not shortchanged? Because in many instances, where people don't have a voice, you know, the media should amplify whatever it is that they want to say, however little it is. And so in our own context, I think editors, reporters, the people they interview for, for their stories, the way we interpret what people should be seeing matters a lot. Because when government or when those in power watch, they tend to take it home that this is the public mood. And so they take that on the one hand, and then perhaps they also take what the intelligence services give them on the other hand. They marry together, and they say this should fairly give us a picture.
Do you think, remember former President Obasanjo saying something along the lines of not having time for, you can write whatever you want, that kind of, you know, sometimes this, although a lot of it must be a show, you can't escape the media, not in Nigeria. If it's not on radio, it'll be on television, it'll be on in newspapers, that will be delivered to your office. It's even out there on the internet. But still, some leaders will say that they don't have time. Maybe some people can put together an extract for them. What do you make of that kind of a notion? Do you think it's a lot of fluff that is not real? Or there actually might be some leaders like that?
I specifically recall about 18 or 19 years ago, Obasanjo actually said he does not even read local tabloids. And I laughed. Because if you don't read, people must read for you.
Yes, now.
They read for you, they do the homework, and tell you what to say. So to use your left hand and dismiss the local media in your own country as president is not fair, you know. But the fact is that, just like you rightly said, you must monitor what the media reports. And it is important that you see what the integrity of public discourse, of public opinion, as it transpires in the media, also tends to act as a gauge to the maturity of the public mind. When the public mind is matured, what we call the public sphere, I think Jürgen Habermas talks about the public sphere, the aggregation of the entire public opinion, whether it is popular or unpopular, whether it is to the left or to the right, in fact, even from the most liberal to the most conservative, we must create a template that effectively harmonizes and, will I say, synchronizes what people are saying into a potpourri, so to say, from where, you know, because we must not all agree, but we must all retain and reserve the right to say our minds. And so, you know, because eventually, you see, like I said, the maturity of public discourse is what eventually dovetails into what even becomes policy. Because take it or leave it, government cannot be seen, lawmakers, law enforcers, even people who interpret the law, even judges who are judicial activists, you know, when they look at the paradigms, the paradigm shaping public discourse, when they look at the public mood, as we like to always call it, you know, it tends to shape what policies we get. It must shape how government itself goes about enforcing laws. So this is the entirety. That whether you're on this side or you're on the other side, there must be a meeting point, and the media tends to give us that privilege or that access to talk one to another.
As the media has given all the access, I don't know that we've had very much traction regarding the whole matter of cattle grazing and that kind of a thing. You know, I don't know, it's been out there, so it shows that it's important, it shows that people are pained by it, it shows, but there are those who would say enough concrete action hasn't been taken yet. And I don't know, maybe in this second term, when this administration comes into a second term, maybe something will be done in that regard. But for the moment, as you so rightly say, we keep on banging at it, and hopefully the powers that be will see that this is indeed what is what seems to be concerning the people. Let me just thank you very much. You know, as this is sort of a prelude, and as I had said, Professor Tunde Samuel, our guest, will be looking at this same issue. We'll be posing questions to him as well regarding what the direction should be, especially as he is of the ruling party. He's a chieftain in Lagos State, so there are a number of things that I imagine we won't know that he might be able to give us an inkling with. Thank you very much, Cyril.
My pleasure.
Okay, stay with us, please. We'll be right back.